What's going on, everybody? It is week one time in the NFL. Welcome, of course,
Let's
to the
go.
Everyday NFL Fan Podcast. I am here with my co-host for the season, Austin Wiggers. What's up, buddy? How we doing? How we
Up,
feeling?
man. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Let's go, baby.
Feeling great.
Let's
Awesome.
ride.
Russell Wilson, Broncos country. Let's ride.
Country. Let's ride.
Let's ride. No, we are not Broncos fans. It is just a very entertaining meme. Yeah. So here's how this is going to be looking this season, guys. We've got something exciting planned. We are going to be doing game picks throughout the entire season. Austin and I, we're going to be picking the games. I will be keeping track of our scores throughout the year to see how it does, and we're going to see who wins at the end of the year. And then, who knows? Throughout the year, we have to come up with some sort of wager to see who for the loser come the end of it. You don't know. We'll have to see what we got coming up. What do you think?
I don't know. I think that's a good plan.
Because I mean, we already got fantasy with Owen. We got to figure out something to do with that. But I mean, me and you, game picks. We've been talking about this all year. Ready to rock and roll. This is going to be so much fun. Few things just to kind of set the stage a little bit for what we got going on. Not a lot of major news really coming out of preseason. We could talk about the whole Matt Araiza situation if you want to, but I really don't think we don't need to touch on that. Everybody's touched on that. Dude's kind of weird. Hope he goes to jail for a long time. Good for him. Whatever. Go away. I will say, though, today, Emmanuel Sanders did call it a career after 12 seasons in the NFL. I want to shout him out real quick. What an incredible career. Super Bowl 50 champion with the Denver Broncos. But, yeah, awesome career for him. Really, really exciting player to watch in the year. Sad to see him go, but again, awesome career for him as a receiver.
Yeah, it was a great career. I'm sad to see him go, but I'm glad that he felt like it was the right time and he wasn't forced out because of injury or anything. So good for him.
Absolutely. Just a little bit. I want to touch on the teams a little bit. Touch on what we think going forward, Super Bowl predictions, maybe MVP predictions real quick. Let's run through those. Yeah. So MVP, who do you think the MVP is going to be? There's a lot of good candidates out there. When all the dust settles, we've got Aaron Rodgers back-to-back already. Who do you think the MVP is going to be? Because there's so many good players in the league right now.
Yeah, I don't even know, man. It's hard. I don't think, if I'm honest, I don't think he's going to come out of the AFC. I think it's going to be an NFC.
Ooh, interesting. I like it. Big change of pace. Safe pick, obviously, is Josh Allen. That's the safe pick. Everybody's picking Josh Allen to win MVP. I can 100% see it. Josh Allen is an electrifying player, arguably the best quarterback in the league right now. We'll see how the dust settles. But, yeah, NFC, it could be Rodgers for a third year in a row. We'll see how he does with his wide receivers. I
think I could see it being a Matthew Stafford.
Ooh.
That's first of all the NFC. Now, like you said, AFC, going, especially with, you could either go with Patrick Mahomes or you could go with Josh Allen. Either one of those guys are safe picks.
Or even like Justin Herbert is a sleeper.
Even Justin Herbert. He's a solid pick as well. But I think if you're looking at NFC, I think you've got to go with, either Aaron Rodgers or Matt Stafford. I think those are probably your two highest chances in that division. But yeah, AFC is outstanding as well. It's going to be an interesting. And one thing I'd say, don't sleep on Derek Carr. I think that he's going to have a really good season. So it'll be interesting to see how the rest of the season goes when, we start knocking stuff out tomorrow. So. Oh,
absolutely. The one thing to watch will be how does the nagging elbow injury for Stafford, how does that affect him going through the season? But, if you've got like Kupp and Robinson at, receiver, you've got Van Jefferson who will come back in a couple weeks from injury. A lot of weapons for the Rams there. We'll love to see how that's going. It sucks that the MVP has really turned into like a quarterback award, but that's just the reality of where we're at right now. It would need a really big breakout performance from some other player, another position to win that. But yeah, there's a big debate. I think you and I both think Jonathan Taylor should have won it last year after standing out at the end of the year, in the latter half of the year. Brady was a contender as well. That'll be the other big thing I want to touch on really fast before we get into game picks. What is going on with Tom Brady right now? He had his 11-day absence from the team. He stepped away to deal with personal things. And from rumors I'm hearing from other sources, sounds like there's still some drama going on in Brady's personal life. So will that translate on the field? I don't know. If there's anybody that can separate game time versus lifetime, it is Tom Brady, who can focus up. But I think this will probably be Brady's start on the decline, because the fact that he hasn't declined yet in the season is insane. Dude's like 45. And the fact that he's still top 2 in MVP voting year on year is ridiculous. But I can see it's being a down year, especially if outside of work drama starts to kind of filter in his life. But we'll see what happens with that.
2 things I want to mention before we go into game picks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, I know these are all the preseason,
Sure.
rankings and wins and loss records, but 2 places. First off, NFC North. Chicago Bears, 3-0.
Yeah.
Now, it's just preseason. It's not like it really means anything.
Yeah.
But that surprised me, considering that in a lot of other picks, Chicago Bears are, basically slated right now to be the last seed, the 4th seed in the NFC North.
Yeah.
So that was really good. Now, if you scroll up to the AFC,
yeah,
I think you might know where I'm going. The AFC East,
Jets.
The New York Jets,
yes,
went 3-0 as well. I mean, even though it's preseason, those 2 things were a little bit surprising to me.
Yeah. Preseason does transition to some degree. There is some aspect of preseason that shows the teams are good and that will carry over to the regular season, but it's also not. You got a lot of backup players, a lot of second stringers playing. I will say for the Jets, they will be without Zach Wilson for the first 3 weeks of the year with an injury. I think he'll be back week 4 is what I'm hearing right now. So that'll be interesting to see how that goes. Flacco is going to get the start for the Jets, especially against the Ravens week 1. Probably should have been Mike White, in my opinion, the greatest quarterback of all time. But that's besides the point.
Well, no, we all know that Zach Wilson is the greatest quarterback of all time.
Zach Wilson is the greatest quarterback of all time. I need to get my Zach Wilson jersey, obviously. I need to get that because that would be awesome. Yeah, there's kind of your set stage for what we got going on come week 1. I think it's time to get into some game picks, and this is where the fun begins. Week 1 of game picks, and we got to start
Tomorrow.
With, oh my gosh, the fact that we're starting with this game of all games is absolutely insane.
This might be the game of the year.
This might be absolutely 100%. I'm going to make a bold statement right off the bat. Okay. Make a bold statement right off the bat. And you can hate me for this if you want to. This is your Super Bowl.
I don't hate that.
Not that it'll be like as good as the Super Bowl. No, these are the 2 teams that are going to be in the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah.
This is it. This is it right here. Rams and Bills. That is how good these teams are. Rams coming off the Super Bowl. This is going to be a huge game for them. Bills coming off of that heartbreaking playoff defeat to the Chiefs. Oh boy, I don't know who to pick here. For me, and this is going to be my picks. As much as I love Josh Allen and the Bills, love the Bills. Think they got amazing stuff going on there. I got to go with the Rams here. I got to pick the Rams at home to win this game. I think they're coming off the Super Bowl. Regular season, this is the biggest week of the year right here in terms of NFL football, because we will know, a lot more from week 1 of NFL than you do from week 1 of like college, for example, of how good teams are. College, you can almost lose a game week 1 and rebound the rest of the year. NFL, you got to start out hot because every one of these games is a playoff game. It'll have a playoff type atmosphere. It's been gone for months and months. It is back. This is going to be the most insane atmosphere, and Buffalo, I know, travels well. So this is going to be a lot of fun. I got Rams winning this one. It's going to be close. This is going to be a barn burner. This will be caliber of like Chargers, Raiders of the last week of the season last year. That's what I'm expecting from this game. I think Rams take this one.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't even know what to pick on this one. I can make several points for why each team I think deserves to win. I think the Bills are going to give them a scare.
Yeah.
and I think it's going to be close. But I mean, I have to agree with you. I think the Rams are going to take it. They're at home. It's a great atmosphere there at SoFi Stadium. They the last time they were in there, they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be a great game, and I think that the Rams are just going to come out hot. And I think Bills will take it. I could even see the Bills maybe having a lead at halftime or even into the third quarter, maybe even going into the fourth quarter. But I think that the Rams are going to find a way to win. I mean, it could be as simple as a field goal or it could be a touchdown or two, but I think it's going to be a really good game. So I'm excited to watch it.
Absolutely. I'm so glad I don't have to work tomorrow. I'm going to be watching every single solitary second of this game. This is going to be so much fun. Moving into Sunday, Saints at the Falcons. I feel like this is a bit of a no-brainer, but again, it's week 1. We'll see what happens. You've got Jameis back at the helm for the Saints. You got Mariota back at the helm for the Falcons. I'm picking the Saints here going away. Saints defense is really, really good. Falcons are just not good in general. So the best 2 players on the Falcons are Kyle Pitts and Cordell Patterson. They might have some good players on defense. I don't remember entirely. Drake London will be a good player for the Falcons, but Saints have too many weapons on defense for me, even though they did just lose GJ to the Eagles, but I got Saints winning this one pretty handily.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you on that one. I don't have much of a debate. I mean, you got a lot of people that are questionable right now for the Saints. You got their center, Eric McCoy, you got Dwayne Washington at running back, and you got Landon Young as an O tackle, as well as Tanner Owen, and you got Traquan Smith at wide receiver. All those guys are questionable right now.
Yeah. So
I think that could play a role, but at the same time, those are offensive guys.
Yeah.
They're not the offense or the defense, excuse me. So I think that the Saints are going to take that. One thing, if you look though at the Atlanta Falcons, if they're questionable, Drake London, a wide receiver, he's questionable right now.
Yeah.
Which I think that's a big part of their. I think it's going to be a big part of their offense, especially adding that to Kyle Pitts and Cordell Patterson. I think that both those guys are going to have a good game. I think the Falcons are going to do well, especially at home. But I'm gonna have the Saints taking that one.
Awesome. Yep, I think Saints take that one pretty handily. 49ers at the Bears. This will be an interesting game. The 49ers.
George Kittle is questionable.
George Kittle moved to questionable actually today. I saw that. I don't know why. I haven't seen the report on that. But something I will say, and I've been getting more and more convinced of this by looking at the roster and hearing what a lot of people have been saying. If Trey Lance comes out and plays well and is the good quarterback that they think he can be, this is a Super Bowl caliber 49ers team right now. If you look at the weapons they have on offense and the weapons they have on defense, they've got arguably one of the top receivers in the league on offense. They got one of the best linebackers in the league on defense, one of the best tight ends on offense. All they need is for Trey Lance to not suck, and they will be a really good team. I got 49ers winning this one pretty easily, in my opinion. Be interesting to see how well the Bears hold on in this one, how well Justin Fields will play, how well the Bears chemistry is doing. But yeah, 49ers, they have Trey Lance, they have Jimmy G as their backup if they need him. Jimmy G's been there, done that for Super Bowl. So if there's ever a point where Trey Lance is kind of faltering a little bit, they got somebody to bring him in. But yeah, Trey Lance is the guy. They've said that. They've been there. I got 49ers winning this one. Trey Lance, please don't suck. I want you to do well.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm assuming you're going 49ers as well then. No objections there.
No objections.
Sweet. Awesome. I am keeping track of game picks on here for us so we can have that. This one, Steelers Bengals. Now, this is a tough game to pick for me because obviously Bengals just got to the Super Bowl. Tough loss there for them, but an amazing season for them. Trubisky was named as the starter for the Steelers. Now, I don't know how some of us feel about Mitch Trubisky, but I've been hearing a lot of good things about Trubisky coming out of camp. And Trubisky is a veteran. He's been here before. He knows these big games. He's the best bet for this scenario going into Cincinnati. But I still think the Bengals will pull this one out. I think the Bengals have to come out strong here. They have to look good. O-line's been bolstered for Burrow. You've still got Chase, Higgins, Boyd. You've got Mixon at running back. Deontay Johnson is questionable, which if he doesn't play, that'll be a huge hit for the Steelers. But, again, I still think the Bengals take this one, but it will be closer than people think.
Yeah. I'm going to have to, I agree with you on the Bengals winning,
Okay.
but I'm disagreeing with you on the closeness part. I think the Bengals are going to take it pretty handily. NFL is obviously different than college football.
Yeah.
But I think the Bengals win this by, I'm going to say, at least 2 scores.
Ooh, okay.
I think the Bengals are coming. They're at home. They're coming off of a Super Bowl run.
Yeah.
They have a solid team. I think their team is much better than the Bengals.
Spread is 6.5.
I think that Trubisky might do well. I'm not saying the Bengals are going to be just awful. I think the Steelers are going to be decent, but I think the Bengals are winning anywhere between, I'm saying 14, it could be 7, maybe 7, maybe 14. And heck, it could be as low as 3. We could even see, McPherson kick for the win again or something because it's week 1. But I'm saying Bengals take it pretty handily at home against the Steelers team that I just don't think they're going to be that good this season.
Fair enough. I respect that. Bengals got the dub there. For us, Eagles-Lions. So this one's interesting because, as you know, we've talked about this before. I'm fairly high. I'm higher on the Lions than a lot of people are. Do I think they'll still be like a playoff contender? Probably not. I could see them making a break, but I don't think that starts here for the Lions. I think the Eagles. I've seen so many people putting the Eagles as a 1 seed in the NFC, which is a little ridiculous in my opinion. But the Eagles, I think, are your outright favorite for the NFC East over the Cowboys. Sorry, Cowboys fans. I know, I get it. It's your year. We've been here before, done that. Eagles win over the Lions here and start their run to the top of the AFC East and potentially top 3 seed in the NFC. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't really have any objections. I think that, I think Detroit, with a lot of the pressure they've been under and with, just with all the slander they've gotten, I think they're going to come out strong. I think the Lions are going to put up a little bit of a fight here. And honestly, I could see them pulling it out.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, I just think there's just not going to be enough juice.
Yeah.
I could see this being a good game, going into the 4th quarter. And I think there's going to be a big turnover or someone's going to get injured. There's going to be something that goes on. And I think Philadelphia is just going to capitalize. So I'm going to put Philly takes the dub on this one.
I will say, though, about the Lions, Dan Campbell is that guy, pal. Dan Campbell is the absolute best coach in the league right now. He is so fun.
That guy.
He is so fun. Love Dan Campbell. Pats Dolphins. The predictor is really close on this one. Some big things to note, though, for injuries here. You've got a lot of questionables here. Patriots, Jacoby Myers is a big question mark for them. But you look at the Dolphins, Edmonds, Waddle, Gaskin, all questionable. It'll depend a lot on if these people play, on if these guys play, on how they do. You've got Tua, you've got Tyreek. This is the year Tua needs to prove himself. Because we've had a couple years where Tua's been, all right, he's kind of just been right here, not going up, not going down. He's been solid. He's been a good hand at quarterback. This is where he needs to prove himself. I think, there's a lot we don't know about the Patriots. Bill Belichick keeps a lot of stuff close to the chest and close quarters in terms of news. So I think Mac Jones will play well. Boy, flip a coin here. I'm giving the edge to the Dolphins here because they are at home. But a lot of that, again, will depend on how these injuries turn out. But I still think the Dolphins barely take this one from the Patriots by like a field goal.
Yeah. I was thinking the same thing. I think it really comes down for me to those questionables right now for Miami.
Yeah.
I think if you get Jalen Waddle and Chase Edmonds, on your roster, if you get them all set to go as starters,
yeah,
or just being available, I think that Miami has a good chance. But the hard part is that, right now, obviously you have, your other wide receivers, but the big name for the Dolphins is Tyreek Hill.
Yep.
And while he is a standout star, I think that, the Patriots know that. And I think the Patriots are going to be trying to gear their defense towards, stopping him in a lot of respects. And, is he good enough to be able to, to overcome that? That's going to be a big question. Same with Tua. We have not seen a lot out of him. And it'll be interesting to see. I think that if him and Tyreek are connecting well, I could see them winning it. But right now, just because it's week 1, they're unproven. I'm going to give it to New England.
Ooh, okay, I like it.
I'm going to say they go into Miami, and I'm going to say they take it. It's going to be a close one. I think it could be anywhere between a field goal, like you thought for Miami, or it could be maybe a touchdown. I'm going to say it's no more than 7 points, though.
I like it. I got a lot of respect for that pick. The big question mark will be, especially with Tua and Tyreek, can Tua make the deep ball throw? Because we haven't seen a lot of good things from Tua's arm in terms of like distance. Accuracy, I think he's doing okay with that, but distance will be the big factor there, especially for, Tyreek coming off of from Mahomes, who could just chuck it up in the air and Tyreek would get to the ball no matter where it was. Big difference there.
If Tua just says, fuck it, it's up there.
Yeah.
Tyreek's down there somewhere and chucks it, then maybe they'll win the game that way. But
exactly, but it'll come down to that accuracy. There's a difference between Tua's accuracy and Mahomes' accuracy. That's all I'm going to say. Just slightly,
Slightly, yeah.
Ravens, Jets. The Jets had Zach Wilson. This would be a different story. Obviously. I don't know where we're at with injuries. Dobbins, from what I'm hearing, will not play week 1 and maybe not even week 2. Dobbins is not ready yet. I don't think he'll play week 1. And frankly, the Ravens wide receiver core is not great. I'm still going to pick the Ravens, though. They've got Lamar Jackson back. If Zach Wilson was playing again, I think this would be a bit more of a debate, but I got the Ravens winning this one. They're favored by 7.
Yeah. No, I got no objections. I'm right with you.
Awesome. Pretty easy pick there. We'll keep it moving. Next up, Jags Commanders. Okay, here's what I want to say about this one. So this one's a toss-up for me. This is a toss-up for me. I see the Jags, and I've heard people saying this, and I agree with them. I see the Jags in kind of a similar position as like the Lions right now, in terms of like they're in that rebuild process, but they're kind of like right there. Lawrence has improved in camp. They added Christian Kirk. You've got Etienne back for the Jags. The Commanders, it's so tough because you've got Wentz under center. You've got Antonio Gibson and McKissick to kind of dual threat halfback there while Brian Robinson recovers from injury. You've got Terry McLaurin there at receiver. I did hear Chase Young did have a setback in rehab, so he's going to be out for a while longer. So that's a major hit to their defense. I'm going to pick Jags an upset. I think Jaguars take this one. Over the Commanders. Don't get me wrong. I love Antonio Gibson. I love McLaurin on the Commanders. I think they're really underrated players. But I got to take the Jags in this one. I haven't seen enough from the Commanders yet. I think there's still a little bit of stuff they got to work out there. But so, yeah, I'm going to make a Jags upset here. I think Jaguars win.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I kind of wish I had gone first because then it wouldn't have been sounding like I'm copying you. But I got to copy you, man. I think that, I mean, just with those injuries, Logan Thomas is questionable right now. Cam Sims, the Commanders definitely could pull this out. They have the matchup predictor, they have them winning. But yeah. I think
favored by 2.5. It's a close spread.
2.5.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a close game. Could the Commanders at home pull it out? Oh yeah, certainly.
Absolutely.
But I think Jacksonville, I think there's gonna be, I can just see it. There's just gonna be some, maybe it's a tie game, or maybe Washington's down by like a field goal and Jacksonville just gets this big interception or something and ices the game. I think that's what it's going to be like. I think it's going to come down to a big defensive play.
Absolutely.
And I think the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to do that. So I'm giving them the upset as well.
I love it. That's going to be a fun game to keep our eyes on. And then speaking of games that are going to be fun to keep our eyes on, this bad boy right here.
Oh boy.
Browns Panthers. Now, okay. This is a Cleveland Browns team that is under Jacoby Brissett for right now until Deshaun Watson is healthy. And it's a Panthers team that I think Baker's confirmed the starter for week 1. But you've got a QB battle between Baker and Sam Darnold. And this is Baker playing his team that he asked for a release from for forever, has to be traded from forever. Boy, this is going to be tough. This is going to depend a lot on, is McCaffrey back, fully healthy, ready to go? Is he going to be the McCaffrey of old, ready to go? Brissett, we know Jacoby Brissett is a very solid hand quarterback. Like, he's underrated, obviously. He's underrated. I don't think he's quite starter caliber, but he is in the perfect position for himself where he's not the starter. He's the backup, but he's starting because obviously Deshaun is still suspended for 12 games, 11 games. However many it is before they play Houston when he comes back conveniently enough. But I really don't know who to pick here. I'm going to make you go first on this one. I don't know what to do here.
Yeah, I could go either way. The one thing I'm looking at, though, you see Jadeveon Clowney is questionable right now.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I think with being at home, I'm going to go with Carolina.
Okay.
I just don't think that Cleveland's going to have that juice coming out. Jacoby Brissett, he's decent. I'll give it to him. He's decent.
Yeah.
He was on the Colts for a while, but I think that Baker, and even if they, take him out and put in Sam Darnold, I think with McCaffrey, I got to give the edge to the Panthers at home.
I like it. I'm still torn on this one. I think I'm gonna agree with you on that. I think I'm gonna give the edge to the Panthers here. I think Brissett is going to need a week to kind of get ready, get in the flow of the offense, feel like, okay, I'm the starter for the first majority of the season. I gotta put this thing down. We gotta be ready to go. Tough start, obviously going against Baker, but yeah, I'm gonna take the Panthers here. I think this will be a close game. I can see the Browns pulling it out, as we said. But yeah, I'm gonna go with you on that one for the Panthers. Moving on ahead here, Colts Texans. I really don't think there's a lot of debate here. I think Indy takes this one fairly handily. It'll be interesting to watch and see how Davis Mills does with Houston. But even then, I don't think Houston has enough weapons to combat a team like the Colts. The one big issue for the Colts will be receivers and how good is their receiving core. Pittman's the best receiver we have. Then we've got Alec Pierce coming in as obviously one of our draft picks. But again, that receiving core is if anything is going to be the downfall for the Colts, it will be wide receiving. Because we don't have anybody we don't have enough weapons at wide receiver. We just don't. We've got JT in the backfield. Matt Ryan's getting up there. I'll give you that, but I still think he'll be better than Wentz was. So, and then Shaq Leonard's still questionable for defense, but Colts defense is looking really good this year. So I think they take this one pretty handily. 7-point favorite. I think they take it by more than 7.
Yeah, everything I've been seeing coming out of camp was, they're the corners right now. You got Stephon Gilmore. They added him from the Patriots. Yeah. Kenny Moore, just a couple other guys on defense, that I think are really, really, really good. I think that if anything, I could see the Colts being not a super high scoring team this season.
Yeah.
I think what's going to really help them win games and possibly even take them into the playoffs is going to be their defense.
Defense wins championships. It always does. Colts, pretty handily. Yep. Great first game win against the Texans. Moving on here, we got Giants and Titans. This is another interesting one because the Titans are worse than they were last year. They've lost some weapons. They've lost some big players. I do think, though, they are at home here. I think they take care of business. They got Derrick Henry back. They got Tannehill back. I think Titans handle business here. They will not be as good as they were last year, but it's the Giants. I think Tennessee takes care of things here. Yeah,
I agree, especially with Kayvon Thibodeau being out for the Giants. That's a big blow to them on their defense.
Yes.
He was a real promising look for them. I'm going to go Titans at home. I think they take it pretty easily. I
will be interested to see in this game, though, how Derrick Henry and Saquon Barkley both do, because both are back. Is Saquon back? We'll see here. I don't have any doubt that Derrick Henry's back. I don't have any doubt that Derrick Henry will just be amazing. But is Saquon back better than ever? Is he ready to go? Can he play for an extended period of time without injury? Same as McCaffrey. Those are going to be two really big names to watch this early season to see, can they sustain themselves long term? Okay. This is where I feel like we might have another pick where we go different. Packers at Vikings. Now, Bakhtiari's injured for the Packers, questionable. I think he's going to play, but the Packers have Bakhtiari injured, questionable, Tunyon questionable, Lazard questionable. This is going to be a tough one. I see people, Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers. But I also want to point out this is a Packers team that lost by 30 points to the Saints week 1 last year. Everybody was like, "Oh, are the Packers terrible?" No, the Packers are the Packers. I love the Vikings. I think the Vikings are hot. I think Kirk Cousins is really good. I'm going to go Vikings here in a close one. I think Vikings take this one from the Packers. Big week 1 statement from the Vikings here.
Yeah, I got to say, I mean, Allen Lazard is, I mean, with him being out, I mean, Aaron Rodgers does not have that many other options. I mean,
No.
with them losing Devontae Adams,
Yeah.
I mean, they lost their biggest offensive weapon.
Yeah.
I mean, the Packers are the Packers. Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers. I mean,
Yeah.
they could easily march in and, take care of business.
And that Packers defense is really good. That Packers defense
is very good. But I think with it being at home, I'm going to give it to Minnesota as well. I think that they have a solid squad. I think that they're going to come out just ready to play, and they're going to show, the Packers that they're not going to back down from them. So I'm giving it Vikings.
Love it. Love it. That'll be a fun one to watch. Chiefs Cards. Okay. This is Kansas City. This is Patrick Mahomes. But this is also Patrick Mahomes without Tyreek Hill. Do I think that will be a major difference? No. Do I think it'll be a major difference the first 5 weeks of the season? Yes. Because there'll be a new offense to adjust to. Chiefs do not have a running back core that's really strong to rely on. And the Cardinals were really hot at the start of the year last year, and they haven't lost anybody. They're going to be without D-Hop for the first couple weeks of the season. Still, first 6 games, he'll be suspended. So,
and I don't know. What Ertz is questionable right now.
Ertz is questionable, which will be a big thing. What are your thoughts on this one?
Man, I mean, the matchup has it so close, and it's so hard because you're right, man. Arizona started off hot.
6-point spread for KC.
I mean, Arizona started off hot, but Kansas City is Kansas City, and they don't have Tyreek anymore, but they still have Kelsey, and they have Juju Smith-Schuster who had a pretty good time when he was at the Steelers in Pittsburgh. I could see this going either way, but honestly, just from experience with Clyde Edwards-Helaire, I mean, he's not, the best running back by any stance. They've never really had a super strong running game.
Yeah.
But I think with his experience and obviously with Patrick Mahomes being one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and with Travis Kelce being, one of, if not the top tight end in the league, I'm going to give it to the Chiefs. I mean, it's a tough environment going into play in Arizona, but I think the Chiefs are going to pull it out. I think it's going to be a close game, but I'm going to give it to the Chiefs.
I'm going to give it to the Chiefs as well, and solely because it's the Chiefs. The Chiefs are the Chiefs. They will do their thing. They will ball out as they usually do. Mahomes will still be the best quarterback in the league by far, and they will ball out in this one. Here we go. Here we go. Now we're having some fun. Raiders, Chargers. We saw this game last year. We saw this end of the season last year. This was the best game of the year. It was not close. The only close game last year was that Bills-Chiefs game in the playoffs.
That was an amazing game.
Regular season, though, this was a no-brainer victory for best game of the year.
Yeah.
The one thing that is notable here is J.C. Jackson will probably be out week 1 for the Chargers, which is a big hit on defense, especially at corner. Oh, this is such a toss-up because this is in LA, but this is a Raiders team that added Devontae Adams. You've got Hunter Renfrow. You've got Darren Waller. You've got Derek Carr in the backfield. Their defense is looking good. The Chargers' defense is looking really good. I'm going to let you start on this one, man. I don't know what to do with this. For context, this is a 3-point spread in favor of the Chargers.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't even know where to start. I mean, both teams are solid. Mm-hmm. I mean, you got Justin Herbert versus Derek Carr, 2 solid quarterbacks. I mean, you got Devontae Adams on one side. I mean, Keenan Allen on the other.
Yep. Mike Williams, Eckler.
Yeah, you got Eckler. You got a solid team. Oh man.
For context, Raiders won the overtime game last year.
Where and was it at Los Angeles?
It was at the Raiders. So it was 35-32 Raiders won at home.
I mean, here's the thing. As much as I love what the Raiders squad, Derek Carr, Devontae Adams, Darren Waller, all those guys. I think they have a really solid team, solid defense. I'm going to give the edge to the Chargers. I think Herbert is going to come out strong. I think that they might be the worst team. If I'm honest, I think the Raiders have a better team, but I think that the Chargers are going to kind of have a little bit more of a fight in them. I think, especially with being at home. I think the crowd's going to be loud, being crazy. Again, it's at SoFi, great environment to play in.
Yeah.
I mean, could this go either way? 100%.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Raiders could easily take this, but I'm going to give the edge in this one to the Chargers. I think Justin Herbert has a really good game to start off.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, I 100% agree with you. I think Chargers do have the edge being at home, but I think, and I'm going to be honest here, if JC Jackson doesn't play, I think that is going to be a big factor for them. And the Raiders having no injuries, and it'll come down to, do Carr and Devontae have a good connection, which I think they will. I'm going to be different here. I'm going to pick the Raiders. I'm going to pick the Raiders to keep this one. Let's have some fun with it. Let's keep it interesting. We haven't had a lot of picks different. I'm going to go with the Raiders here. I'm really high on the Raiders this year. I think both of these teams are going to make the playoffs. There's one of my hot takes. If you haven't heard that one before, both these teams make the playoffs. So I think they'll split the series. So, but yeah, I think Raiders continue to have the edge, and they beat the Chargers again. But this, I think, will also be game of the week. I'm calling it right now. This is going to be the most fun game of the week, aside from Bills-Rams. Bills-Rams. Yeah, both games are going to be stupid fun. Bucks, Cowboys. We picked 3 really entertaining games to end with. We got 2 left. Oh, boy. Okay.
These were, and this, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't this the first game of the season for them last year? Didn't they play
the
first game as well?
Yes, it was.
This was the one that I remember I had it I was looking at my fantasy, and I remember that I was like, oh, this is not going to be a very good game because, the Bucks are good. The Cowboys aren't. It's going to be, a pretty handily game. There's no contest.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Both quarterbacks threw,
we were proven wrong.
50 yards. That I couldn't have been more wrong. Holy cow.
Yeah.
That was, I don't even know what
100%.
What to say.
Yeah.
It was nothing like I expected. So I will not be doing that again.
Yeah. I think for me, especially with this game, Bucks won last year. Bucks won a barn burner last year in this one. See, this one's so tough because the Bucks kept a majority of their weapons. They've got Brady back. The Cowboys also kept a majority of their weapons, but Zeke is on the decline. Is Pollard going to be fully ready to go and doing well like he did last year? From McCarthy's been saying that Zeke and Pollard will be splitting reps, so we'll see how that goes. Boy, I hate the Cowboys. I really do. But I also love a lot of their players. Dak is unquestionably a top 10 quarterback when he's playing well. Unquestionably, Dak is that good. CeeDee Lamb is also really good. I love CeeDee Lamb. This is going to come down to how does Brady play? And we don't know, I think, and there's not enough answers about how Brady's going to play yet and how those off-field issues are going to affect him. But again, this is a coin toss. I don't know who to pick here. I really don't know who to pick here. Who you got?
I'm going out of the way too because here's how I see it. There's 2 situations I'm seeing happen.
Michael Gallup is out for the Cowboys, by the way, if you see that there.
Yeah. Number 1 is you see Brady come out and all of the off the field stuff and other issues get to him and he doesn't play very well.
Yeah.
We see more of him smashing the tablets on the sidelines.
Fast.
And then we see him put his head down like this. And then for the rest of the season, he's throwing like 800
and then I'd be
yards.
scared. Yeah.
That's option 1.
Yeah, if Brady puts his head down, you guys die. I'm sorry.
Option 2.
Yes.
If Brady hears all this stuff.
Yeah.
He hears all the people saying like, oh, I don't think he's ready. And he comes out guns a-blazing and absolutely lights up the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
And it's hard because I don't know which situation
we're going to get.
Seems to fit better in my head right now.
Exactly.
Because I'm tend to be more of the like, okay, I'm going to put, Brady's, he's been here before. We know he's the GOAT. As much as I dislike him, he's the GOAT.
Yep.
I got to put him, I got to say that he's going to go out and ball out. But, I mean, the dude is like 45, 46, however old he is. I mean, he's an old guy. And there's all the field stuff will affect him. I'm gonna make a bold pick. I'm gonna say that he has a decent game, but I'm gonna say it's not his best game. I'm gonna say the Cowboys win it. I think it's gonna be close. As much as I hate the Dallas Cowboys and I would love to see the Buccaneers win, as much as I'll probably be cheering for them, I'm gonna put Cowboys. I think that Dak's gonna have a good game. I think that CeeDee Lamb's gonna have a good game. I think the question will kind of be between Zeke and Pollard. I think, them splitting reps, we'll have to see how that turns out.
Yeah.
I think with it being at home, night game, all the annoying Dallas Cowboy fans are going to be loud, screaming, "This is our year."
Yep.
I'll give them one win. I'll give them at least 1 week here where they can say this is our year. And then they'll probably go downhill from there. So
I'm going to go 16. Let's go. No.
Yeah, I'm going to say Cowboys.
Okay. I'm going to go opposite you here. Here's why. I love every point that you made, but I think a decent Brady game is going to be just enough to get them over the edge to beat the Cowboys again. I think the margin will be a lot closer than it was last year, but I think with, again, keeping all of their weapons, they kept Fournette, they kept Godwin, they've kept Evans, Brady's back, and then with Gallup being out for the Cowboys, I think all Brady needs is a decent game, and the Bucs, I think, take this one. This is going to be very, very close. Again, the spread's 2.5. So, but I think I'm going to go opposite you. I think the Bucs take this one closer than last year. But I think Bucs beat the boys again, and all the Cowboys fans get to cry, and I get to be happy. Let's go.
Hey, I'll tell you what. Even if you're right and I lose this pick, I'm going to be happy as well. Because
we get to see boys fans lose, and we get to see the memes, the NFL meme page of Brady picking out of the corner. Y'all still the boys, right?
Yep.
Best memes. And then, of course, Ghetto Gronk going to have the best meme from week 1. I cannot wait for week 1 Ghetto Gronk memes.
Ghetto Gronk will be fantastic. But our final game,
Monday night, Broncos at the Seahawks. Now, winner of this game isn't hard for me. It's the Broncos. The question will be, though, I think it's close. Because this is Russell Wilson. Here's the thing. The Seahawks are not going to be a great team. But there's a reason the Seahawks stadium and the fans are called the 12th man. Because that is a very, very, very loud and very hard place to play. Injury-wise, Ken Walker for the Seahawks is injured. They're a rookie, but they do still have Rashad Penny. Rashad Penny's been looking really good. But that Broncos offense, under Russell Wilson, Broncos country, let's ride, baby. I think Broncos, now, here's what I'm going to say. This is my prediction for kind of season-wide. I don't think the Broncos make the playoffs this year. That's just me. I don't think they have quite enough. I think they're a great team, but this is their first year under Russ, and Russell Wilson is one of the best QBs of all time at starting out great, looking like the best quarterback in the league, and then completely falling off to average and mediocrity. I think that streak continues here. I think Broncos start out with the win here, but again, playoff-wise, I don't see it. Broncos got this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna give the Broncos. I mean, the spread has them at 6.5. I could see it being more than that. I'd say if it's more, it's going to be like 10-14. But I'm going to give it probably like a 10-7 spread, most likely.
Okay, I like that.
Is what I'm probably going to say. Yeah, I think that the Broncos have a solid offense. It's tough to play in Seattle, especially with being a night game. Fans are loud, but I mean, Russ, has played there. Now he's not. He's always been the one that's not been on the receiving end of all of the cheering, on defense. So that'll be interesting. But he knows what it's like. I mean, he's been on the sidelines. I think that he's probably coaching his team up, making sure they know exactly what they're doing. And I mean, he's been in tough situations before. I mean, everybody says that he's going to be like the MVP and he's going to have the greatest season ever.
No,
I mean, could he? Sure.
Yes.
But I mean, when you have Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Brady, Rodgers, Carr, Lamar Jackson, you have so many good quarterbacks in this league. Even if you're just keeping the MVP strictly to quarterbacks, I mean, that's who you have to compete against. And
right.
Then, if you bring in anyone else, running backs or whoever else, I mean, I don't think he's getting MVP, but regardless of all that, I think the Broncos take this one. And yeah, it should be a good game. So.
And one thing I will say, I was watching a bit of MMG stream today. Shout out to MMG. I was watching the stream today, and they were talking about. They were doing this thing. Him and Chase were doing this thing where they were asking their Discord for their hot takes, and one of the hot takes that they had was that the guy had Mac Jones was going to receive more MVP votes than Russell Wilson, and one of the things that Chase said with that, he looked it up. Russell Wilson has never received an MVP vote in his career.
Really?
Never. He's never received an MVP vote in his career. Never. Not even any of the seasons that he's had. He will, and I'll go verify that at some point. But that was a really interesting one for me. And I think that, again, shows like Russell Wilson towards late in the year starts to play average, He's had a couple good years, but even like his Super Bowl run years, you had the year they lost to the Patriots. You had a lot better. You had other players in the league. You had the year they clobbered the Broncos. It'll be interesting to see. I don't remember who won the MVP that year they clobbered the Broncos. That was like 2014. I don't remember. Who knows? Doesn't matter to me anymore. But that was something interesting I didn't know. So interesting to see. I think again, Russ plays well here. Broncos win. Quick recap over our game picks. We got 3 differences throughout the year. So obviously we both picked Rams to win. Our differences here though are going to be this Dolphins-Patriots game. I got the Dolphins, you got the Patriots. Then we got that Raiders-Chargers game. You have Chargers, I have Raiders. And then Bucks-Cowboys. I have Bucks, you have Cowboys. So there's where things are going to get interesting. There's where the points will start to change, and it matters who wins. This is going to be fun. Week 1, baby, is here. Any other thoughts before we bounce out of here?
No, I don't think so. I think I'm excited for tomorrow's game, and that's been for the rest of the games on Sunday and then going into Monday. It's going to be a good weekend. We got really good games for college football. For any of you that are watching this, make sure you go check out the college football one if you have not already seen it. College football predictions and recaps are just straight bangers, just amazing content that we're both putting out. So make sure you check those ones out. But yeah, it's gonna be a good week. You got great NFL games, great college football games. Football's back, man, and I'm ready for it.
Football's back, man. And if you think week 1 of college football had some chaos, boy, wait till you get to the NFL. We're starting with this super heat banger tomorrow night, baby. Bills, Rams. Let's go. Let's bounce out of here. That's all we got. Everyday NFL fans right here, baby. We are ready, locked in.
Broncos country. Let's ride.
Dialed in. Let's fucking go.
Urban Meyer, John Gruden.
King Urban, baby. His name my fantasy team. Shout out that. All right, baby.
Wilson, get in there.
Yes, he got that dog in him, Zach Wilson.
He does have that dog in him.
Got that dog in him, baby. The king of all kings, the goat of all goats, Zach Wilson. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for tonight. Thank you guys so much again for tuning in. NFL is back, baby. We are locked and loaded and ready.
Let's go.
To fucking go. Have a great night, everybody. We will see you next week with our recap of the NFL predictions for next week and recap over our picks. Who's going to win? Who do you got? Me winning picks or he's winning picks? What do you think? See you guys next week, y'all. Peace.
Take care. Peace.